everybody, welcome to a very special Corey B MTG video. Yeah, that's right, today we are doing a YouTube specific only video for Modern, which kind of not my norm, but today we're going to be doing something I haven't done in a while, but it's one of my favorite pieces of content to make, and it's just a trophy match. So, we're 4-0 in a league, just going to show you one match here. We're going to try to get that sweet, sweet trophy. Hope we don't get destroyed. You know, these videos can always be home runs if they're really sweet trophy matches, or, you know, we could lose really badly, and I still post them because I like to post any trophy match when I can get it going. So, Bant Urza, you know, this has kind of been all over my YouTube and Twitch channel when it comes to Modern. This is kind of my newest baby, my newest breach, essentially, and I think the deck is extremely strong. You know, my record is kind of absurd right now. I think like 30-5, something like that. So a very strong record. But time will tell. I haven't been able to play any tournaments as I've been recovering from ACL surgery. Not fun. I wouldn't recommend it. But sitting still for that long has been difficult. So take those results with a grain of salt, as leagues, of course, are much easier. So the plan is, of course, we're going to have Urza, Lord High Artificer, with Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek. That is the combo. Infinite Thopters go absolutely nuts with those. But we just play a very solid mid-range game plan here with Mox Opal. I guess nothing's fair about Mox Opal, but Mox Opal, Mox Amber, Bobble, Tameo, Emery package, that as a whole, you know, Rumble you can throw in there too. Just that kind of package that we use from Breach is still busted. You know, so now it's just what other cards do you put in its place? And, you know, a lot of the cards are downgrades. Underworld Breach. We're never going to have another Breach like that. Or we're never going to have another card like that, as it was completely busted. It won the game, and it just did broken things when you weren't winning the game outright. So, none of our cards are in comparison to that. We just got to throw that out there right away. But Urza is a card that is extremely powerful, and the Thopter Sword combo is not as easy to do as Breach Grinding Station, as that's an A plus B combo. This is an A plus B plus C, and we kind of have two cards that are not great. You know, we kind of play 5 Grinding Stations here, although Thopter Foundry can have some text. Sword of the Meek is actually bugged, so it's even worse, and it's already bad, so that's annoying. We should really try to get that fixed. But I'm just going to keep saying it on videos and not tell anyone from Magic Online. And hope all of y'all do it when you pick up this deck. So, before we get into this trophy match, of course, big shout out to our sponsors here. We got 2 of them. Of course, it is KMC and Heavy Play. You can find the description below if you're interested in either of them. Follow the links and use the promo code CoreyB to save yourself some money. So, all right, let's check this out. We are jumping into this. We got to finish this league quick. We're 4-0, and we're going for that 5-0, so let's battle. Dang it, it's so close to good. It's so close. Anytime you'd get turn 1 Emery and then immediately have some mana, you know, your hand is going to be great. I'm not fully sold that we got to mulligan this. Of course, if we just go Saga Go, that's bad. But we have 2 draws at a land for Malevolent Rumble. And of course, if we draw a blue land right away, it's just absolutely busted. God, this is one of those hands where if we were on the play, I'd mulligan for sure. But being on the draw, we have any of the 4 baubles, any of the 3 1-drops that are grayed outs. That's 7. How many lands? I'm going to actually do the math on this because I think this one's close. So that's 7. We can top deck any of the opals. We can top deck any of these. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, I'll kind of take Hedge Mage. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 20, basically 20 cards for easy math. So 20 out of 50, we got a solid 40% chance to hit the first draw. And then, I mean, I guess it's just 2 40%ers, right? So that has to be, we would be favored to hit it. You know what? This kind of ass backwards math I'm here for. I'm keeping this for science, and we'll hope that I don't look like a complete idiot. But I easily could, so, you know, bear with me here. Oh no. Oh no, we're not gonna have much time. Okay, this could be very bad even if we don't hit. To be fair, we can get Haywire Might. Okay, so we're online. I wonder, do I still want to try to Saga to get Might as fast as possible? I don't think so. So, yeah, let's go blue-green. We got these. Let's get an Emery. I want to flip over a Haywire Might, please. Portable Hole. Okay. Okay, now we're online. That is excellent. So, if we can just find a white source here, and we have a lot of outs to do so. Now, we have the white source in the yard by just bringing back Bobble, but that won't do. So, we do need some help from Rumble or the top of the deck. And then if we can deal with AmuLIT before, you know, when they're just doing this, I feel good. That's how you beat AmuLIT, is you attack their amulets. Not always easy. Okay, so that is Portable Hole. So now we're doing it. And that's good insulation just against Titan. This is a matchup that a lot of people are afraid of, including me. I don't think it's a slam dunk or anything, but I think it's a fine match. Okay, so I guess I'm going to play this no matter what. So I might as well go like this. So 2 mana, not afraid of too much. Let's go like this. Let's bring back Portable Hole. Hit that. And now, oh, we only have 1 play. So yeah, let's Rumble. I should have did that first, I guess. Not that it matters too much. Duplicates of the Moxes we don't need. So I guess this is just a Bobble. And try to draw some cards. So let's do that. Any reason to not Bobble right away? Endurance, I guess. Not the biggest deal, so we'll just say go. Let's hope they don't have like a green sun for an oof. That would be pretty bad. If they main deck those these days. Just a Rumble. Okay. None of those are AmuLIT, which I think is the biggest concern. But they got a Spelunking, so it's kind of an AmuLIT. That Haywire Might will come off by the time we can interact with that, though. So I'm not actually that afraid. So let's go like this. There's Prime Time. Good one to know about. Now we're going to be starting to make gigantic constructs. And we're going to be close to winning the game here, too. Okay, so ideally I want to play Urza and make constructs and maybe do some other interacting, and I don't even think that's like an ideal thing. I think that's just gonna happen. So I can Rumble first for a land, as it's kind of free if you do that. But if I brick, I can still Urza, so yeah, I think let's start with that. Rumble. Alright, so we hit. Okay, so we win. We just win now. If I can do this right. So I need a blue-white land. Okay, this is going to be sweet. This keep was awesome. All right. Yeah, let's do this. Now, this should be GG unless they have something to interact. So we'll go get our boots eventually and win the game. Blue-white. It's going to take a while, though. So here we're going to have to click. And this might be a boring part of the video. So here we go. Colorless, color, blue, Urza. Now we'll do a lesson on how to do this fast. Blue, white, Foundry. They might concede because it's a league, you know, but in the real world, they would not. So here it is. The combo's been assembled on turn 3. I don't think it matters. Yeah, so this is the kind of thing that I am talking about a little bit, where I'm having such a good record with leagues. My opponent would have made me do this if this was a challenge. And to be fair, I would have won. You know, so what I would have done is you Infinite Life, Infinite Thopters, And then you Urza your whole deck. I mean, you don't have to Urza the whole deck, but you Urza till you find the boots and one portable hold to deal with that spawn. And then strap up a construct and win this turn. Maybe wouldn't have even had to do it since they were clearly not going to kill us next turn. We could have conserved time and just said go. And then combo at their end step, make 20 flyers and win that way. So plenty of options that we could have done. End up not mattering. So, all right, portable hole. Definitely want that. The consigns. Those are good cards. And that's kind of all we have. Yep, that is all we have. So... oh, wait. What is this counter again? Enchantment, instant sorcery. Not good enough. Okay, so let's see what we don't want. Teferi's bad. Haywire Might's good. Aether Spellbomb I don't think is actually good, even though we drew it there and it was solid. Consign is just a better Spellbomb, I think. So let's take one of those out. Now I think it's between like Stock Up, Rumble. So might just need to take all those out. Keep the boots so we can win the turn of. Feels bad to have to cut all those good cards. So we do want to kind of be a Tamiyo control deck, but we also have to be somewhat aggressive. So I'm leaning on that. And this being my game plan. Oops. But it's not, like, amazing. Consign is fine. You know, it can counter amulets. It can counter sagas. Going to get amulets. Can counter the trigger from Titan, which can all be amazing, but not always busted. Still think this is what we gotta do. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Still unsure, still learning all the ins and outs of all the tricky matchups, and this is one I do consider tricky. Giant Coffee. Let's try to win this. That was the toughest game, though, I think. I think game one is always really tough. Okay, no blue mana. But we have a Bauble and a Consign, plus the Saga to get a pretty aggressive Haywire Might. So I think this is another loose keep. I have 3 draws at it with Bauble for a blue source. We're not going to need the blue source on turn 2, unless they just had the blade, but we would probably need it on turn 3. I'm going to do another loosey-goosey. This video is all going to be about the goose. The loosest of the goose. We did it once before, we can do it again. Missing our first land drop is not that big of a deal, though, because I kind of want Saga in play anyways. Okay. Now we got to make that choice again. So when this comes off chapter 3, I want to consign it. So I have to line it up where that is going to be a possibility. And if that's the possibility, I think I still want Tamiyo now. And then we'll go Saga. And we'll Bauble, because there's a chance if I like draw Mox Amber, I'll try to flip Tamiyo. Maybe they have a Dismember or something. Nothing I can do now, so... we could see what they're going to draw now. Yeah, that's probably fine. A Forest. Okay. That is scary. At least they didn't mill over some nasty ones. Okay. Well, no choice here. Saga, attack, pass. And hit that Saga. I think I'll consign it, or I'll replicate it as well. I can't imagine what they could have, but whatever. Veil would stop them both anyways, you know. Same target. All right. They can't just go land, bring them back with Analyst, which is nice. So we got to turn to find maybe a portable hole for that. I've always considered bringing in Lantern as well, and maybe that's something I should do for Analyst. Or Needle. I think they both serve the same purpose. They're both bad against the one of that they have. I mean, a one of an Amulet is not a one of, you know, but... Okay. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have replicated. I could have sacked a clue. All right, so now we get our Hedge Maze. Wow, punished. Okay, that is good for them, though. But, you know, like, their resources are low. So unless they play an Amulet, I'm not afraid. But if they play an Amulet after I do this Surveil, then I am scared. That's a perfect one to surveil into the yard. That's like milling over a grinding station. Okay. Well, not much we can do, I guess, besides rumble. I think we'll attack first. If we rumble into a Thopter Foundry, we win next turn. Rumble, portable hole. Okay. I mean, I think that's better to hit the Analyst. Like, they couldn't do anything with it yet. But... And is it a liability to actually put it under the hole? That's the other question. How could they get to 4 mana next turn? I don't think they could. Besides, like, Amulet, Bounce Land, Dryad, you know. They don't have that, or they would have played something. So it seems like this is a pretty safe call. It's either that or get Opal and be able to draw a card, which is cool, too. Could have Force of Vigor, which would be a blowout. I don't think I'm supposed to not play this, though. Maybe not yet. I could give myself a turn and just sack a clue. Then I can't Urza and Portable Hole next turn. Yeah, this is also a Mox Sapphire for next turn, so... I will be very sad if they just go Amulet next turn. That is my cost. And then that opens up that one-turn window where I'm going to play Urza and say go, you know? What are they likely to do next turn? Probably Spelunking. It's honestly probably Spelunking. So, Spelunking, I would rather this be gone. And I can't do anything to Spelunking anyways, so that's what I'm basing this off of. If we go Amulet here and we don't have Splunk, I feel bad. But if it's just that, no Amulet. Okay. Now I feel okay. All right, now we get to pop off. We don't get to win the game, but we will be... We can sack a lot of clues. I can flip... Coward! You absolute coward! What? They just gave it up? All right, well, we attacked the amulets, and that is my game plan. It definitely worked, so... All right, well, that was kind of an anticlimactic... I obviously, Kilowatts, if you're watching this, you are not a coward. I'm sure you just could not beat the Saga. I mean, the Saga was about to be gigantic, so... Here's the thing, y'all. They were dead next turn. Let's unpack what would have happened here. So I was going to play a land attack with a Tamiya, okay? Then I was going to use Mox, Temple Garden, Hedge Maze, Hollowed Fountain to play Urza. get a gigantic thing, use the 2 clues to make a construct. Then I'd have 2 constructs and a clue on tap plus a spawn. So that's 4 mana. So I could then flip Tamiyo. And then next turn, Saga 3 is coming off chapter. So I'll make another construct, get the boots, give it haste, and attack them for lethal. Didn't even need the combo. So this was going to be a turn 5 win while disrupting them with a portable hole, a consign. And it was all on the back of 2 loose keeps. Obviously, those games could have went way differently if I drew poorly off the top. But, you know, sometimes you got to do the math. I think game 1 made a lot of sense. And game 2, I had an extra draw, so it probably made equal amount of sense. At least that's the justification to my own head. So, all right, everyone, if you are liking this deck and you are liking this kind of content, make sure to subscribe, leave some comments below. I'd love to hear from you, as well as share this video for some bonus points. And by the time you see this, I might have my sideboard guide done. I haven't started it yet, but I don't know when I'm releasing this. So if you're interested in this deck, 100% sure I'm writing a sideboard guide for it for RCQ season for all of you. So if that interests you, consider joining the Patreon. And maybe I have a link to the actual guide itself below. That's how you'll know it'll be finished. But time will tell, seeing how much work I get done. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.